Good afternoon. Welcome to SMTV Live. We're glad to have you with us today. I'm Duncan Gilman, and you are going to vote tomorrow, right? So you might as well talk about it on YouTube. So YouTube, like in 2008, is asking you to document your vote. Now make sure that you confirm with your polling place, with your state laws, to make sure that it's okay to document and talk to people waiting in line at the polls tomorrow. But as pointed out on YouTube's blog today, they're actually going to be using some of these videos on their election hub. Let me open up their election hub here so you can take a look. So your video at your polling place tomorrow might actually be used on YouTube's election hub here, which could be pretty exciting and a great way to kind of take charge of the exit polls yourself. Why wait for the results to come back when you can go out there while you're voting or talk to people who are voting and get a feel for what people are saying and thinking at the polls. One other article I wanted to mention today actually was on the New York Times, but a lot of different sites have been reporting about this. Twitter is supposedly, I want to say supposedly there because it hasn't been announced yet, and the people who are talking from Twitter are a little hesitant to say more about it, but they are supposedly coming up with photo filters that would be like the ones that you see on Instagram. So rather than having users use Instagram as sort of this middleman to tweak their photos before they tweet them out, Twitter's going to come up with these filters themselves. The lesson that they've kind of learned here, because Twitter has actually been thinking about this for a long time, since well before Facebook's purchase of Instagram, Twitter was thinking about acquiring some kind of photo app. But the lesson that I think they've learned here is rather than spending $1 billion or 700 million or so is what Facebook ended up spending on Instagram, rather than spend all that money, let's just develop one. Why try to buy something that's already out there when we can design one from the ground up that'll work with our platform? So I'm very curious to see what Twitter designs in terms of photo filtering and how it looks. Love to hear from you if you're using Instagram or not and would actually use something like a photo filter option on Twitter itself. We're here to help you out with your social media campaigns or answer any questions you may have. Let us know what you're working on. You can email us your questions to questions@splashmediau.com, or you can tweet them to us by using the hashtag SMTVQuestions. And I expect to see some photo filtering done if you do that. Let's get to some questions that our viewers have sent in. Cassie wrote to us, I received a message to connect on Twoo, Twoo. Have you heard of this? I actually have heard of Twoo. I'm not on Twoo yet, and unfortunately, here, I'll pull it up for you so you can take a look here. You can't really learn a whole lot about Twoo just by visiting their website. You actually have to sign up for an account. But to sign up for a basic account, it's free, and what it lets you do is find people in your area. So in that way, Twoo distinguishes itself as a social media site geared more for dating, because you're going to be chatting and looking up people who are in your area. And it's sort of the social media answer to a site like Match.com. Now, like a lot of other dating sites, there are out there. There's the free version where you can actually chat to people and see other profiles, and then there's the unlimited subscription version. So go ahead and sign up. Check it out if you want to learn more information, and you can always add the unlimited version in the future if you want to. Thomas wrote to us and asked, are there any free social media management sites? I just want to use one portal for all my social sites. Yes, there are some great free social management sites out there. In fact, before I pull up a couple, let me just show you, I just did a quick search on Google here, and several resources like Entrepreneur, I think Mashable has one. They have a list of resources for you to take a look at. Some of them are free, some of them have a free version and a paid version. But just going down the list here, you can easily see what the most popular ones are. Of course, Hootsuite is the big name in the game. And I've used Hootsuite. It's a great social media management platform. And a couple others worth mentioning are on this list: Sprout Social, Involver, which actually makes a lot of Facebook apps. And a little bit further down the list is one called TweetDeck. Now, TweetDeck has been around for a while. Let me go to the TweetDeck site here. But now it's actually owned by Twitter. So it's very, of course, before it was Twitter-centric just judging by the name, but now it's even more Twitter-centric because Twitter owns it. But TweetDeck is certainly worth checking out if you want to do things like schedule your tweets and arrange all your feeds in a certain order. Now, of course, Hootsuite is the giant player here, and like a lot of these other sites, there's a free version and a pro version. And to answer the question, it depends on how many sites you want to manage, how many profiles you want to manage at once. So if you're good with 5, the free version might be the way to go. If you need more and a couple other features, then the pro version might be the way to go if you go with Hootsuite. Next question is from Dan. Dan wants to know, how should we leverage the new mobile ads for Facebook? You know, you can't at this point choose between whether your site goes out just on mobile or just on desktop. So what you need to do is gear your ads to a bunch of different platforms using a bunch of different types of ads. You kind of have to go general, and certain types of ads will be shown on mobile, so it's good to know which ones those are. But the best advice is to do a little bit of everything. If you have the resources to put toward Facebook ads, do some that are general Facebook ads that appear on the right side column. Do some that are sponsored stories. Those are the ones that are going to appear on mobile feeds. Do some that are promoted posts. Those are the ones that you can go in and spend just a little bit of money on one particular post that goes to a list of your current fans or friends of your fans. And let me take a quick look here, and I'll show you what a mobile ad looks like. This is kind of what you might see on a mobile ad. This is the iPhone screenshot here, but what you see is a recommendation, and it says pages you may like, and these are those sponsored stories as shown mobily. So it's good just to know kind of what that looks like, and there's really nothing extra you need to do to make sure it's geared toward mobile other than making sure you have a variety of ads. Have some ads in all different places, and in each campaign you have a variety of testing options. So have one that has a certain image, have one that switches the image to something else, because you never know what's going to grab people's attention. So update the image, update the headline, update the copy just a little bit so that you know what is reaching your target audience, and you can go in and add more of that type of ad or take out the ones that aren't working. That's going to do it for today. Thank you for joining us this Monday afternoon for our live broadcast of SMTV. Keep those great social media questions coming in. For Splash Media, I'm Duncan Gilman.